Quick review of the week after looking at the film. You know, we talked about the poor start and then the wake up in the second half. But when you look at it in totality, what the staff feel like you did well the other night against?
Defensively, we played with great speed, and we played like we're accustomed to playing. We fit things well. We knew what they did. We made a commitment and a challenge to our kids defensively that we wanted to dominate the box. We wanted to pressure them, force them to get the ball out of the quarterback's hands quickly. 9 sacks, I think, plays itself out that that was successful. You look at Coach Vance told me, and as I looked at the film, I agreed, evaluating them offensively against us, that they've got some good skill kids. They do. That if we're not sharp fundamentally, that these kids can split you if they catch the right ball at the right time with the right scene. We collapsed on things very well. We gave up the late play in a long distance situation that set up the boot throwback for the score. We had worked it, but good call, good time. We were almost to him, but kid made. I tell our quarterbacks often enough, pressure's in your face. You got a chance to deliver with a good result. You're probably going to get the crap knocked out of you. You can have the result, or you can eat it on the chin and not have the result. Either way, the end result's going to get the same. So, special teams, we challenged our guys to moving forward and making our special teams phases more something that we considered a weapon. Anytime you can either remove points from the scoreboard by blocking a kick, or you can create points by scoring in a special teams phase, you're moving in that direction. I'm pleased with us offensively from the second half on. We were not sharp. We were not sharp at all. There are plays out there to be made. We made a couple of checks that there was no reason to make, and then we had a couple of mental errors that stalled and killed drives. We had a long gain called back very early and then turned around and threw a long touchdown pass. So those two things negate one another. Consistency of execution in the first half, being ready to go, being ready to play. The things that we stress, that I personally, but we as a staff stress, you get 11 of these, guaranteed. And that's if you play every snap that you're capable of playing every game. Take none of them for granted. And that is where our maturity, we're still in the growing process for some, not all, but for some.
Now, what do you go into Indiana and they're coming off a loss to Penn State and they play Michigan next week and they're playing Charleston Southern. I mean, is there an opportunity that if you guys execute early, get yourself in this game and, we're not talking about winning or losing, but like you said the other night, be different than it was against Mississippi State?
We need to compete well for obvious reasons. They are not unlike us, is that, the bulk of their Big Ten schedule is backloaded. Our schedule in conference is backloaded. We immediately come back and we're right into conference play. So we're looking for an opportunity to go compete. I don't want to say pressure's on them or us or anything that even resembles that. They know what they have in front of them. We're not going to take anybody for granted. I got to assume that coaches on that end of the stick are going to do the exact same. They have to compete in their league and we have to compete in ours. Every win matters. So we'll see.
Is it, normally you would have a bye week this week.
Yes.
Everything had worked out going into conference play.
Yes. That's the way it was designed.
How different is that going to be, because next week is the first really big game of the year.
Correct. Well, as it relates to the conference.
Yes.
Every game is that. I never even want to hint that one game is more important than the other. We know what's on the line anytime we line up in conference play. I don't want to say we need to come out of this thing healthy. We can say that every single week. I want us to compete well. I want us to go up there and compete well and transition to the next week. And whatever comes out of it, any given snap, anybody can get hurt. Any snap, any game, on any day that a game is played. We can't think about those things. You know, I mentioned that to you earlier about getting guys work late in games that they're basically decided, and you know, the fear of, well, how do you explain this? Well, how do you explain it in the first quarter? You know, that's people second guessing. If a young man needs work, then you're giving him an opportunity to go work, and things are going to happen. Some things are, you know, foolishness because you're not giving young men an opportunity to play. That's a different equation. When young men have earned an opportunity to play, but if a young man is starting, but you know he needs more work, that's productive time on the field because you can only learn in game snaps played. I look at those two things differently. So.